You're looking for a pool chlorine system that won't feel like a constant chore, that slips into your routine without you having to become a chemist, and that actually saves you money instead of just adding another gadget to the garage. That hesitation wondering if the thing will fit your existing setup, if it'll keep the water clear when you're not watching it 24/7, and if the price tag really reflects the payoff is exactly what most pool owners wrestle with before they click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started digging into the salt chlorine market, the first thing that kept popping up was the promise of maintenance-free chlorine. In reality, the whole idea of a salt cell is to turn the salty water you already have into a steady source of chlorine, but you still have to think about fit, reliability, and what happens when the pump is off for a day. The Pentair IntelliChlor LT15 is marketed as a drop-in replacement for the older EC 520888 model, which tells you right away that it's built for people who already have a Pentair automation system and want to upgrade without rewiring the whole thing. That's a huge plus if you're already on Pentair, but it also means the device isn't a universal plug-and-play for every brand out there. Let's walk through a typical day in the life of a homeowner who decides to install this unit. You've got a 15,000-gallon in-ground pool, the kind that gets used most evenings and weekends. The IntelliChlor LT15 sits in the existing equipment cabinet next to your filter and heater. Because it's designed to hook up to the same power center you already have, the wiring is a matter of swapping the old cell for the new one, tightening a couple of hose clamps, and rebooting the Pentair controller. The whole process can be done in under an hour with a basic set of tools, no electrician needed, unless your local code forces you to have a licensed professional handle the power pack. Once it's live, the system's LCD/LED readout gives you a quick glance at current chlorine output, cell voltage, and any diagnostic alerts. What matters in real life is that the SmartSense technology actually monitors when your pump cycle's off. Imagine a hot summer weekend when you're hosting a barbecue and the pool pump runs on a timer. Maybe it's off for a few hours while you're cooking. Some older salt generators keep pumping chlorine regardless, which wastes power and can over-chlorinate the water. The IntelliChlor LT15 throttles back the output when the pump isn't moving water, then ramps back up as soon as the pump resumes. For a homeowner who likes to run the pump on a schedule rather than 24/7, that translates into a noticeable dip in your electric bill and a more stable chlorine level. Now, the strengths. First, the modular design. If a sensor starts giving weird readings or the electronics board fails, you can replace just that module instead of scrapping the whole cell. That's a rare convenience in the pool world where a failure often means a full system swap. Second, the compatibility factor. If you're already invested in Pentair's automation, things like remote app control, waterfall scheduling, or water balance alerts, the LT15 talks the same language. You won't have to learn a new app or worry about integration hiccups. Third, the ease of diagnostics. The LCD will flash a code if the cell voltage drops below a certain threshold, which usually signals scaling or the need for a cleaning cycle. In my conversations with a few pool techs, they praise that the system tells you what to fix, not just that something's wrong. On the flip side, there are practical weaknesses you'll notice once the novelty wears off. The biggest is the Pentair lock-in. If you ever want to switch to a different brand of controller, you'll have to replace the whole power pack, not just the cell. That can be a costly move down the line. Also, while the SmartSense feature is clever, it relies on the pump's runtime sensor being accurate. In houses where the pump controller is a third-party timer without feedback to the Pentair system, the cell might not sense the pump shut down correctly and could stay in a low-output mode longer than needed. Lastly, the cell's lifespan is tied to how often you clean it. If your pool is in a high-calcium area, scaling can happen faster, and you'll find yourself pulling the cell out for a vinegar soak more often than the advertised 23-year life. That isn't a deal-breaker, but it's a maintenance rhythm you need to budget for. Who should buy this? If you already have a Pentair power center and you're looking to replace an aging salt cell, the LT15 is essentially a plug-and-play upgrade with a smoother user interface and smarter power management. It's also a solid fit for new pool builds where the homeowner wants a salt-based chlorination system from day one and is comfortable committing to the Pentair ecosystem. The system shines for people who run